Welcome. How you doing? Happy Sunday, beautifuls. Hope you guys are navigating these energies with a little bit of grace. I definitely had to ask for some help this week because I was just feeling put off balance and really frustrated and burdened by some of the energies that are still kind of remnants of this last completion cycle. And so it just took that extra little push to come through to the other side and kind of respect and be more patient with myself and the process in general. But I can be really impatient, and that hanged man energy we've talked about in the last couple readings, sometimes you can be really kind of soft and surrender into that hanged man, and it's not an issue because you feel like you need rest, you feel like you need regeneration or rejuvenation, and you see and feel the energies of wisdom and intuition combining and flowing. So it can be a really fantastic, beautiful energy. However, there's that flip side of things where sometimes if you're there too long and or you're perhaps not looking in the direction that spirit is advising, or you're resisting your intuition and messages, or simply that the divine timing of things hasn't aligned yet, and that in and of itself is causing you to mistrust and have doubts about your intuition and about your relationship with spirit and or whatever you call the divine in terms of divine timing. And something that came through to me when I was kind of ruminating on that, needing to be more patient, the thought occurred to me that the very theory of divine timing actually reflects the energy of unity consciousness. Because there would be no divine timing, theoretically, if everyone is their separate little piece. And each decision or part of the web, each thread in the web doesn't affect another, then there really wouldn't, it would just be chaos. There would be no divine timing. There wouldn't really be serendipity. You know, those moments where you meet someone or you know that there's a deep soul bond there and that assists you in moving forward. So there's this beautiful underlying acknowledgement that if you are in that energy of waiting, in terms not waiting for something in particular, but you know your intuition knows that something beautiful and amazing is right around the corner, and or you have just completed a cycle, and that's part of what we've just done. We've actually completed the cycle. So hooray, good job, you guys. It was a long one. There's a lot of delays. There was a lot of setbacks, a lot of burdens, a lot of resistance to move through. But you're through it. You're actually through it. So in your mind's eye, take a look at that concept of divine timing being an underlying statement of unity consciousness, meaning we are all connected, and that there is a reason that the timing is the way it is. And if you can surrender to that and give yourself more patience for whatever it is that you're going to create in the meantime, whatever it is that you're going to focus on, that's the highest and best for you, while spirit brings that gift, that blessing, that miracle to your doorstep. And while you continue to evolve and learn and grow as the most authentic version of yourself, then you might be able to alleviate some of that pressure from the past and start looking forward to the future in terms of goal setting, in terms of getting excited about the potential possibilities, and continuing to release and let go of how it's going to turn out, when it's going to turn out, who it's going to be if you're waiting, or you have this energy of someone coming in. Just bring in some more patience for yourself. Surrender for yourself, not for anything else, not for even spirit, right? Take care of yourself, because that is indwelling within you anyways. So I just really wanted to, because I had the gift of someone sharing with me their psychic abilities, and just reminding me that the intuitive information that I have received is true. And I talked about this last time in terms of us being our own validation. So not people pleasing and waiting for others and spirit to validate. But there are moments in your journey where it gets so overwhelming, the discrepancy between the 3D and the 5D, that sometimes you do have to ask for help. And it was interesting because I asked for help, and literally like a minute or two later, somebody responded. And I haven't worked with this person before. I have been aware of them in my field, but it was fantastic because she dialed in. We talked about a few things that I had even questioned to spirit like that day, if not the day prior. And all of those questions came up. And whilst they may not have been like direct answers for some of them in terms of timing, it really allowed me to release my impatience, even if it was just for that moment, and really look at this cycle that I've been working on as complete, and moving my energy and focus to what I'm building for the future and what that completion cycle means in terms of my foundation for the future. So I hope you guys are able to do that as well. If you are struggling with letting the pain of the past and or just the energies of yourself, the old you, the constructs, the masks, those things which you didn't want to face. Now you have faced them. Now you are looking at yourself in a new light. Now you're looking at others in a new light, and really able to know that the future is going to be very different than what you've experienced in the past, simply because you are evolving and you are changing. So really exciting energies. I hope you guys are feeling that too, that there was this shift and this kind of breakthrough. And so it has happened. And if it hasn't happened quite yet for you, I believe that energy is right all around you. And it's a matter of breaking through in the mind's eye. So the third eye and the mind, bringing those two together so that they're working together in harmony, in addition to your crown and your heart working in harmony. So you've got the heart, the third eye, the crown, and of course the throat chakra is going to be very important in terms of communicating your authentic self, your authentic feelings, your authentic wants, your authentic needs. So we're doing a little spread today. It's really beautiful outside. I'm going to be going for an adventure this afternoon in the forest, in the woods, to ground and connect with nature. So it should be a shorter one. So I have a couple little ones for romance reading. Other than that, we're going to go past, present, future, or simply just energies of the week that Spirit wants us to be aware of. So the other thing is I have a card deck called Wild Woman Mystery Cards. And I pulled one for the feminine and one for the divine masculine. And so read those however you will, whether it's within you, whether it applies to a person that you're thinking about. But for whatever reason, I was guided to pull two. So let us get started. And if you are watching, you want to say hi, go for it. Feel free to comment during the live. And at the very end, I will pull cards for anyone that wants a card pull for today. And if you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. And also, if you enjoy this video at any point, feel free to put the thumbs up, because that just helps me grow the channel and is a good energy exchange. So let's see what's going on. What are the energies of the past? We have the owl, deception and wisdom. So resonating to the number 13 or 4. So this one is about, I believe, balancing the truth and reality and illusion and deception. And that applies to self-deception and really looking at things as they are. So not resisting what is at the moment, and also not resisting what can be in terms of possibilities, in terms of potential, but you are really looking at what you deserve, what your worth is, and what how you value yourself and how others will have to value you in the future. So in this past cycle, there was a lot of learning about your self-worth and your value, and about valuing others and communicating that value through your actions and your words. And so this owl medicine really signifies coming through the darkness as well, and learning to rely on those instincts. Also recognizing lower energies and being able to maneuver yourself away from lower energies that are hindering you and not serving you. So a lot of energy going on with the owl medicine. So let's read that quickly here. The owl lends you eyes that you need in order to see in the dark around you. The owl can cut through the shadows to illuminate the real truth. Someone may be trying to camouflage his or her real intentions. Deceit, lies, and unclear intentions are exposed with the owl energy. So you may have had some deceit or lies exposed in the last little while. They could be yours, they could be other people's. The owl also reminds you to be honest with yourself and snap out of any lies or denial inside you. Lying to yourself is the way that you'll remain lost in a prison of your own making. The owl appears to ask you to seek the truth in the darkest places within yourself. This will set you free and restore you to wholeness. As all is well with the owl to guide you. Deep wisdom into human nature is gained through the ability to recognize untruths. Owl is an important and powerful ally. So yes, all about clearing up deception within yourself and moving away from deception in others, because that gives them the opportunity to either, present their authentic self, be honest and truthful, bring that up to the surface, or you're not having to deal with it because you're removing yourself. So the other thing we have is take a break. And this one says, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So this is for the workaholic, the perfectionist energy of the past. And that's kind of what I was talking about when I was saying I needed to be more patient with myself as well. Not that I was go, go, go. I've been doing a lot of like hiking, connecting with friends and going out in nature and that kind of thing. But there was just this level of boredom that was hitting me because it felt like I had been kind of stagnant for a while. And like I said, not that I wasn't doing anything, but it didn't seem like there was a lot of physical manifestation of the inner work that I had been doing. So I had been getting quite frustrated with that. So this is just saying, if you look at it for the parts of the whole, you might be getting a little bit upset and frustrated with things. But if you're looking at your entire experience and how far you've come and how much you've evolved and the experiences you've had and the people you've met, you can really say, okay, like I deserve some rest here. I deserve a break, and I'm going to take it because I'm the person who gives myself permission to take a break. So give yourself permission to rest. Give yourself permission to be more patient with yourself. Give yourself permission to evolve and change. Give yourself permission to speak out, speak your truth, take the masks off, continue to give yourself permission to move forward here. To get off the treadmill. So whether that's quitting your job or taking some space away from people that drain you, whatever that is. And if it's yourself, if the treadmill is your mind, just going back to the owl energy there and the deception in your mind, then it's coming to the truth within yourself and just being prepared to act on it, knowing that that will release and alleviate pressure for you. Because if it's part of your path to speak your truth, speak a truth, clear up any lies or deception, then you'll know it, you'll feel it, you'll feel prompted. Your intuition will be leading you in that direction. So that might be able to free you. And so if you're hitting fear blocks, just think about the possibilities of freedom and liberation from that mental prison, right? And let's see here, to clarify that, we have hidden depths. So there's so much beneath the surface of everything that's been going on. And so it's this fool energy, this leap of faith is about trusting the work that you've done, trusting, that all the decisions you made, all the choices that you've made, even if they haven't resulted in anything, that you can like really celebrate in this very moment, that you think, wow, like this is my achievement manifested into form. You know, there's so much beneath the surface in you, but not only that, spirit has a lot in store that's beneath the surface. And there may be energies beneath the surface of the appearance of things, because we've got the owl deception. So what I'm hearing from spirit as well is the best way to allow this energy to naturally unfold is to take a break, right? So when you take a break, you are in surrender and you allow that energy to come to you. If you're in your mind and you're paranoid or you're worried about a lie you've told or about other people deceiving you, then you're really creating drama and chaos in your own mind. And then that permeates out into your world, that permeates your connections, and then people aren't going to be wanting to spend much time around you. And we all know how that goes, and that can be a natural ebb and flow, or you can really create a big bubble around that. We don't want to do that, right? So clear things up, speak the truth, own it, come clean, know that there's so much more going on here. Take a break. This is a time to rest. This is a time to take some time for you, and find solutions to what is blocking you or hindering you. And that takes creativity, that takes willingness. So even in that, in finding the solution, when you're hitting a block and you think the only person or the only entity that can help you is spirit, because you've kind of given up, know that's when spirit says you're stronger than you think, because you actually do have more solutions than you even know. So messages from the universe: to be beautiful in the eyes of another, simply forget they're watching. Tally ho, the universe. So to be beautiful in the eyes of another, simply forget they're watching. And it says, those you love, love you. So that's a really beautiful message. If you're cross-watching or you're looking for energies, if you haven't been feeling like that connection or that love, or wondering about soulmate bonds and that, you know, those you love, love you. And even if you aren't graceful about it sometimes, because I can say with certainty, I was not graceful about this hanged man energy. I had a few hissy fits, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. I give myself permission to, you know, rage against the machine once in a while. But yeah, those you love, love you. There's this mutual love here underneath it all, which is really quite beautiful. So no matter what, there is love there, and there is beauty in the people around you. So let's see, what else do we have for kind of the present energies? Ooh, a serpent. Knowledge and healing, resonating to the number 2, 3, or 5. So this is all about transformation, transmutation, change, learning to develop the antidote to poison. So, you know, if you poison someone else, they learned an antidote to betrayal, to lies, deception. They know how to see it better. And then you, if you were the person who lied or deceived, you likely had an experience with a karmic partner who lied to you, and then you understood the return energy of that. So this is all about healing. This is all about service as well, and coming to a place where you are feeling free enough, you're feeling authentic enough, bright enough, having kind of shed some of the darkness from the past, that you are able to step forward again as a teacher, as a leader, instead of being in that energy of kind of the forsaken, in the dark, can't see, flailing around. You're regaining your strength. You have been healing, and taking this break, taking this time out, or having distance or separation from someone, it really did help. It helped to see the truth. It helped to clear through illusions and let go of things that aren't important and prioritize things that are important. And you probably have in your heart and your mind's eye a really good idea of what your next steps might be. And it's just a matter of committing to them and making that choice to take action and come forward. So it's really, really neat. And so who knows how this is going to manifest for each and every one of you. This is really quite beautiful. So let's read the serpent. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The serpent's message is one of healing and of gaining knowledge. Whatever situation you're in right now is meant for this purpose. The serpent also reminds you that knowledge is important. Perhaps it's time for you to read a book or take a class in order to gain more understanding of your inquiry, or you may need to ask questions of others who know and can help you. Ask the serpent and you will be guided to the right answer easily and effortlessly. The serpent heralds success if you follow his signal. The serpent also lets you know that you may be suffering because there are aspects of yourself that are wounded and still need tending. So really nurturing yourself. Now is the time for this. Perhaps you need to rest, meditate, and allow the knowledge to come to consciousness. Or maybe you just need to sleep more. That actually is a secondary message here. There is a lot of energy coming through with this breakthrough, with this release of the old, and really acknowledging this beauty of what's possible in the future here and in your present moments. So drink lots of water, get out into nature, go barefoot if you can, go swimming if you want, and meditate, sound bowls, drumming, simply maybe doing like different hertz levels in terms of resonance, and getting lots of sleep if possible, maybe even napping. Another aspect of serpent energy is that each time you experience a healing or learn new things, you may need to shed your skin to adopt a new one. So, and that's another thing, right? Maybe that's what this just release was just for me, is like finally shedding that old skin and not worrying about kind of slithering into the future. Says, but don't worry, the serpent says that it's a necessary and beautiful thing to shed your old skin. So if you guys are also doing that, like shedding old versions of yourself, shedding old beliefs, and you've done that, you are in this new energy. So start picturing yourself in the new energy. Start visualizing that you have completed the cycle. And keepers of the earth. This one's really pretty. So there's so much energy here in terms of animal totems, angels, past over loved ones, ancestors. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So you have animal power totems, you have past over loved ones helping you. You know, they really are here for you. And sometimes it doesn't feel like it because you want to have that validation in the 3D and really feel that. And it can get lonely here. You can, feel desperate and or want to go to instant gratification sometimes, but at this point it's really a beautiful thing to just it's worth the wait here, worth the wait to really stand in your truth and your authenticity. Make sure you're standing in integrity, talking to your guides, talking to your ancestors, and listening to the information that they're giving you. So paying attention, because with the serpent being in this line, your ancestors are helping you heal. Helping you heal so that we can move forward. And whenever we heal, we're healing the earth. And when our ancestors are helping us heal, they're helping us heal what, maybe cycles that they perpetuated in the past or weren't able to close out some of these cycles. So they're really celebrating us having closed out this cycle. There's, like a huge energetic celebration. It's just a matter of time before we actually get to celebrate the physical manifestations of our hard work in our own personal lives. And that's going to show up for everyone differently. It could be marriage. It could be, starting a family. It could be starting your own business or launching a new business. There's so much. So to clarify that, we have stillness. So there's this I'm not going to say calm before the storm, calm before the action, because we've been waiting for that action. And like in between seasons, we're also right in between the Aries and the Taurus season here. So moving from fire to earth, and maybe really appreciating that stillness of having been burned or burning away all that didn't serve you. So now you can focus on the earth energy, the grounding energy, the support systems, and this feeling of calm stability. So if you are one to kind of go off the handle or fly off the handle, whenever that happens, think about, okay, I'm calm. Okay, I'm going to bring calm energy. Okay, gentle. I'm going to be gentle. Okay, right? It might sound silly, but I've tried it too when there's a lot of construction going on in the city I live in. And the other day I like lost it because I was like, I can't do this. So I turned around and went up into the forest and changed the direction that I wanted to go simply because I didn't have the patience to sit there. So if you're in that energy too, start to build space for those little hindrances so that you can be calm and have, that energy reserve there for you when that happens. So love doesn't have to mean near. And it says some are better loved at a distance for a while anyway, and that's okay. Besides, love doesn't really know the difference. So once again, it's kind of confirming this first message that there is somebody or your ancestors, they don't have to be right here with you to be loving you and assisting you and helping you. They are right here. They might even be closer to you now than they were when they were physically present on this plane. And some of you who have medium skills and or are opening that third eye and learning more about your intuition, you'll be connecting with them more. They'll be sending you signals. They'll be sending you signs, numbers like 1010 or something that means something to you. You'll start to build a language with your ancestors, with your past over loved ones. This could also be a person that you have in your heart. Maybe you're at a distance right now, and that's okay because there's a reason that there's this stillness. There's a reason that you are. It's worth waiting for, and it will unfold beautifully here. So, future energies. Just going to take a look-a-loo here. Okay. Future energies, the Merlin, which is funny because I did mention the energy of the Fool. So this is like the magic Fool. This is kind of a combination of the magician energy and the Fool combined, which is really cool. So it says alchemy, justice, and balance. So the number 1 here, this is the new beginning. Spirit is just reiterating that. Not only that, though, you're taking a risk. You're being the Fool because you know that the master must be the Fool to learn, to teach. And that requires relinquishing the ego. So part of the old skins that we were shedding as the serpent medicine and going through that huge, deep healing was a lot of the ego restrictions, a lot of arrogance, a lot of selfishness, and perhaps just not really acting on the energy of the unity that we all have, right? Acting on that connection and that inspiration that we're always getting from spirit. So this is a beautiful message here. Let me read Merlin. I used to read those books. I can't remember. It's like Mary Oliver. I don't think that's right. I think she's a poet. Anyways, there was someone that used to write these really amazing like Arthur Chronicles that I read when I was little. The Merlin is the messenger of initiation and alchemy and is both the magician and the high priest. He is the masculine keeper of magic and has the ability to turn iron ore into gold. The Merlin says you have all you need to move forward. Rejoice that all the elements you require for success are indeed present. So you have really done a lot of work. And even if you don't feel like your manifestations are here right now, like you have everything that you need actually to create that dream, that kind of Midas touch, the gold in your life. And that gold is talking about your spirit. That gold is talking about the relationships in your life. Everything else flourishes from that. You are given notice that when it comes to your life and its purpose, the magical aspect of the Merlin can be summoned to help you find an answer that is within you. When the Merlin appears, he tells you that justice will be done in all matters of your query, but not by any forceful action. Instead, ask yourself what you need to do to bring balance into your life. And that's what I was talking about. You focusing on bringing balance to your mind, bringing peace, bringing calm, and creating a little extra space as spirit is working on that divine timing. Instead, ask yourself what you need to do to bring balance into your life. Are you working too hard? Perhaps overthinking things. Do you have enough downtime? So if you are overthinking things, you need to get the fuck out of your head. Get out of there, because that can leave you in this like perpetual spin cycle that just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. It's kind of like the opposite of a rolling stone gathers no moss. Maybe we can look at that saying and apply it to your body. If your mind is way too active, perhaps your body needs to be moving more. So for me, I'm thinking about getting out there and cycling again so that I can go for like a longer period of time instead of doing like a little 20-minute workout. Whee! It's like right now, I feel like my body is craving a little bit more like endurance energy so that I can get back into the body and make sure I'm leaving space in my mind. And of course, that can be meditation. So if you don't want to get out and exercise, then meditate, but make sure you're taking enough time to do that so you can reset your brain. Because that is one of the things I've gone through this year. And mastering that king or queen of air is really, really challenging. And so good for you to have come through that. And if it's just on this like precipice of your breakthrough, that's what, getting some downtime, extra sleep, removing distractions, getting out for exercise and or meditating, whatever it is for you. The answers you seek are not found in obvious places. It's time to go within through meditation, prayer, and ask Spirit, the world of the Merlin's magical influence, to send you signs and omens to help you chart your course. The Merlin says that he will lend you his wisdom and magic on this leg of your journey until you can claim it as your own. His message is always be in the world, but not of it, and wear it only as a loose cloak about your shoulders. You'll never have to look outside of yourself for answers when the Merlin appears. Remember, all signs and omens sent by the Merlin are but reflections of that which is in you already. So there might be some messages once you rest and take that moment to silence your mind, your fears, your doubts, your paranoia, your worries, that message of truth can actually come through you, right? You'll actually have that ability to listen or see. You'll have the ability to move forward, to come forward, right? Like, a clear mind is able to take action. So, the sooner you actually take that moment and take a break, take an extra day off, whatever it is for you, the sooner you can actually move forward. So to clarify, yes, just say yes, just go for it. There is an energy here. Like either you're wanting to ask someone a question, maybe you're wanting to propose. Like this can be like big or little. Maybe you want to move, maybe you want to change it up. Yes, Spirit is saying yes to something that resonates in your soul and your spirit. And it has to do with that energy of the new. It has to do with, with balance. So just say yes and move forward in your highest and best. And we have here toxic attachment. So this is interesting. Just say yes with toxic attachment. I might pull another clarifying card for this, but and in the present moment, so it might be moving away something. By saying yes to something, you're moving away from toxic attachment, or by saying yes to this new version of yourself, you're leaving this part of you behind. So I have a couple more cards to clarify here, but I'm just going to pull another card out. There we go. Destined love. Wow. Okay, this is odd. It's like you've overcome something here. So there was toxic attachment, and there is destined love here, and just say yes. So you guys take this too. It's a little bit complicated, a little bit confusing. Let's see what the other messages say. But what we know is true is that in order for this destined love to really flow and come through, and this yes to be without attachment or hindrance, this toxic attachment needs to go. It needs to be gone. You need to get rid of it. So I was guided to pull 2 cards of these. So it says, when it comes to choosing who will be in your life, I recommend valuing their yeehaw quality above all others. Have it your way. Special orders don't upset us. So, what you've asked for is coming through. Yeehaw. So focus on that yeehaw factor, I guess. I mean, I don't know what that exactly applies to. And then everyone is doing their best. There are really only 2 types of people, those you now love and those you will love. So, love is never ending until there's only one type of person, and then we'll probably hit replay, right? So 2 types of people, those you now love and those you will love. So beautiful energy here, but I feel like, yes, there's some breakthrough in terms of this. Like with the Merlin alchemy, it's like transforming this toxic attachment into something healthy and beautiful that will thrive and last the test of time. And really being able to go yeehaw and actually move forward with this destined love. Like these are kind of similar in terms of this. Yes, and yeehaw, like let's go. Let's take this wild ride. And, everyone is doing their best. It's true. This is the game of life. So the wild woman message for the masculine is temple. And so really seeing themselves as a temple, learning that they are worthy, learning that they're valuable, loving themselves, like really getting in touch with that inner feminine within them too, that is allowed to receive, that is allowed, to give freely, and surrendered to that energy of love, surrender to the intuition and the heart energy, like knowing that you can follow your heart, and it can lead you to wonderful and wild places. And for the feminine here, we have balance. So the feminine is really focusing on balance, and that's something that came through this entire reading. So, this is for each and every one of us, balance and the temple. And, it's also for the counterparts, or those people that we want in our lives. We want our counterparts, we want our friends, we want our families to be as balanced as possible. And we do want them to see themselves as a temple, so that when we love each other, there's not that interference of questioning whether they do or not. And when we have that self-love for ourselves, we have those boundaries, and that allows us to not be so dependent on what the other person's experience of us is. And so there we can actually be much more free, much more liberated in our relationship, which is really amazing. So speaking of relationships, let's do the final little connection into the love messages. So stagnant. So let's see, maybe this is why we have the yeehaw message and just say yes, and the Merlin, like alchemize it, like take action. The energy of this relationship is restricted by fear and old patterns. Someone's mind or heart space is muddy and cluttered. Walls must come down and blocks cleared for the energy to flow in a positive direction. This is a multi-step process of shedding and will require patience. So both parties, we have balance and temple. Both parties are shedding the old, what no longer serves, the mental cloudiness, fogginess, mental blocks and restrictions, so that one of them has a clear mind and one of them has a clear heart. And so that's what I was saying. I was clearing my mind and breaking through that energy. So my counterpart is likely clearing out their heart space, right? So beautiful energy there. And their message to you, you changed my life for the better, and I can never thank you enough. Your love helped me evolve. So that's really powerful and beautiful. And just, like the cards here, messages from the universe, the love is always there, no matter what it looks like on the surface. That deeper energy of love is always there. And so, you're rooting for each other in the most authentic energies there possible. So you changed my life for the better, and I can never thank you enough. Your love helped me evolve. That goes for both parties. So there is a special someone there that has that message for you. And finally, new week, new adventures, new cycle, new alchemy, balance, justice and truth coming up to the surface. mental clarity and heart clarity, meaning that action can be taken to move forward. And the little sexy message for those of you watching or who catch the replay is my sacral chakra is on fire. This is twin flame energy, twin flame fire energy. So this is a huge confirmation for anybody watching who's wondering, is this my twin flame? Is this twin flame energy that I'm working with? That is confirmation for you that this is a very special soul bond. That is why you feel connected. That is why this love, doesn't really go away. And that is why there's a lot of potential there to clear that toxic attachment, because, labels are just labels, but they help us understand things a little bit better. They're just like anything, language, astrology, even tarot, things that help us understand our experience here and our connection to the divine. They're all kind of messages and a trail leading back to the kind of God self energy. So my sacral chakra is on fire. This is twin flame fire energy. So sacral chakra, we want to be moving. We want to be enjoying pleasure. And that can be, pleasure can be many different things. It doesn't have to just be sex, right? It can be, finding flowers in the forest and appreciating their color, touching their petals, buying yourself roses, or giving yourself a bath. If you're a guy and you don't like to have a bath, like, put some flowers in there, get some Epsom salts, enjoy your feminine energy, enjoy that surrender, and kind of just acknowledge that your sacral chakra might need a little bit of clearing out too. And so, when we think of the womb space, we think of that being sacred and, it's so cyclical and honored in some ways, and then also quite disrespected in others. But my point being is that the masculine also has that sacred energy. It's just really up to you to get in touch with it and get in touch with that energy of creation within you as well. And the masculine, and I talk about non-binary, masculine, feminine, so you make your own choices here. But the masculine, where was I going with this? They're really freeing up this energy of a deeper intimacy and not just connecting through sex, just having that deeper commitment to the self, and value is also allowing the masculine and feminine to really connect on that soul level. And that is gonna, once that happens, once you're connecting on that soul level, once both parties are actually in alignment in terms of acknowledging that twin flame connection, acknowledging that love kind of that never dies, acknowledging and clearing, taking accountability and responsibility for their own toxic attachments, both of them doing that individually. Wow, like big time, beautiful medicine. And that's why we're just going to say yes. We're just going to say yes to the good stuff. We're going to yeehaw and start that new cycle. So those are your messages for today. I'll probably put a little picture up on Instagram just so you guys can see the cards all together. And if anyone wants a card pull, I'd be happy to pull one for you right now before I go out into the world and explore. So yeah, just put yes, please in the comments if you're looking for a card, and I'll do a message or notes from the universe if you so desire. So it doesn't look like anyone is wanting that. Maybe I'll do one more card then. Oh, okay. So being fair and reasonable will earn you respect and admiration, but being genuinely kind will make you a total love magnet. Pucker up, buttercup. So yeah, there is this yes, hubba hubba, this energy coming through. So get excited. There is balance here. There is something beautiful coming through. So Stacy, let's give you a card. What message, what note does the universe have for Stacy? Okay. So this one is send them love, wish them peace, see them happy, everyone, always, forever, and prepare to be astounded, the universe. P.S. Oh man, and will you ever become a big time manifester? And this says, prepare to be astounded. So there seems like, and it was just 4433 on the timestamp there. So there are miracles coming your way. There is a breakthrough coming your way. An offer, a gift, maybe a partnership, something that's definitely like right around the corner. So this is awesome for you there, Stacy. Does anybody else want a card pull? If not, you guys take care. If you want to make any donations to the page, there is a PayPal link there. If not, that's fine. If you can like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to join me again. And yeah, I think that's everything. You're welcome. I just hope that you guys are able to, keep on going and trust in yourself and be confident in yourself and just, know that you are loved. You are very loved. And this place can be challenging sometimes. And we can feel desperate at times, and that can change in the blink of an eye. So trust yourself, trust the universe, trust love, and move forward the best that you can here. All right, take care, you guys. Love you. Ciao for now.